control. The leg side.
Box, it's Bill Lorry and Tony Gregg.
It's in the air and it's... They got him, yes, he's got him.
Magnificent bowling by Thomson. A beautiful line. The ball just holding up a little bit, finding the outside edge there of the bat, and Marsh making no mistake. And have a look at them. His job. A short, nasty spell for the West Indians before lunch, and just what this breakthrough for the Australians, and a tremendous start for them.
Well, but he gets it down towards the extra cover boundary. What a possible 4. Know that he's only momentarily. And Richards gets it forward of square for just the single.
Still got half the South Australian side left, Tony.
Sleep. The other half of the South Australian team may be available, but the way they talk in the commentary.
Yeah, Australia so far in this game.
Which has been so consistently vacant in recent years in Test cricket, and which is not out, says.
But it hit something, this ball, but what was it? Seems that it passed between... Really does go between bat and body.
Really was a remark, quite understandably.
And a real vicious lifter that passes the bat, and there was a noise there, a definite...
Thomson to Gordon Greenwich.
Ball of fuller length
to it. And on point of... outside the off stump, and Richards dealt with it very summarily with almost a tennis shot pounding through the covers. It was very wide.
The real thing there was that Richards managed that it was so high outside the off stump. You would have expected most batsmen to have hit it in the air, but he got over it. That looks as if he wants to finish his...
So let's have a look at it again. Let's see how quickly it went. Oh, the bat, I think, was behind the pad there.
To Richards.
The batsman will have ample time for 3. Burnett 4, I think, in that rather shortish boundary. No, it's holding up just inside.
But it's up to 50 for West Indies. In the air. Sweep shot and Greenwich. Hit by Gordon Greenwich. Getting down on the foot on the pad. Square leg boundary for 6 runs. Make contact with the bat. A beautiful bouncer. Dropped in short. And in fact, going off the top edge of Gordon. And a beautiful ball from Pascoe. Took Gordon Greenwich completely off guard. In the cathedral end. Richards put it away. It was in the air. I mentioned this a couple of overs ago, that in this situation he's got a bad ball. He runs 1 for 76. Looking for the big hit straight down the ground. I think that's probably missing. A desperate appeal by the Australians. They're desperate for a wicket, and this is one that they would have liked to have got.
No ball, and he's out. For no ball. How is that? For Aussie Pascoe.
Things aren't going well. They aren't going well. And that's a short ball, and I'm not too sure that he would have changed his shot. To Alan Border, who makes no mistake. Well, it doesn't count when it's a no ball. That was a beautiful shot by Greenwich. Flicked away on the leg side. Minutes. And it's 1 for 100.
Oh, and he concentrates. a big shot. He's out. Skipper leading the team.
His fellow players, let's have another look at it. A wide ball. Greenidge going for the flash. Ball going through to Marsh, and just what the doctor now. A great breakthrough for Australia. How did that one get through? And even Gideon Richards comprehensively bowled by this delivery from Len Pascoe. Let's have a close look at it. Beating the outside edge of the bat. And now it really is wide open. Vivian Richards on his way. Comprehensively bowled by comes Marsh. And have a look at that.
Go to Lloyd.
It's close. My word, on the line of the leg stump.
Well, that's the only thought I think might have been Bailhache's line. Missing off stump. In fact, another good deck, and it's Bailhache. It didn't pitch outside leg stump. Just been missing the...
It's not going to be an umpire this afternoon.
It was out of excitement. Almost certainly pitched outside leg stump. Let's have another look. Once again, pitching on. That was pretty close, actually.
Here's Larry Gomes now, and Yardley's bowling.
And he's cracked that away. Down behind square. Pascoe won't.
Gomes, front foot in back. Found the gap, and it's an encourage. He does get one to jump and spin.
And that's gone. Down towards backward square leg. Hooks didn't see save on the boundary. Goes into the gutter. Wonderful effort nevertheless, but
Pascoe only whipped that one square, and Hooks.
and it's dropped. In fact, Marsh coming in front of border at second slip. They'll go for a second run, and that's an...
So it was a difficult one. It's good bowling. Lloyd looking for the glide. Not only did it but it cost 2 valuable runs. Bad luck for Thomson. Good spell of bowling this. Getting it straight to him. It was to his right. He's a left-handed player. He's at first slip. He normally fields at second.
Pascoe to Lloyd.
Just wide of the diving deflection to take it wide of the keeper. So things going frustratingly against Australia, and you can see the full continuation of commentary. There are Richie Beno and Ian Chappell.
That's probably
a lot of excitement there from Len Pascoe and Rodney Marsh. Marsh dived the thigh pad there with it, but no bat. See that it comes off the back of the leg. Rodney Marsh just getting it.
And a go bat at the Olympics.
He's signalling for a drink, and well, he might celebrate with a drink. A very good, just...
And they have 6 wickets in hand. Dujon still to come. He's a batsman. 2 wickets in here. In the air and past.
And decides that the breaks. And the breaks going on this occasion. The way of the West Indies. Backers jamming it in. Bit of bat, bit of pad. One that certainly could have gone to hand. So good throw out.
It's going down towards the square leg bound. That was pitched up on rear. Flicking it away high.
Superb form Clive Lloyd's been in this summer. Hanging down leg side.
It's in the air. There's a
piece of bowling from Bruce Yardley. The quicker one, the flatter one. And why, that looked as though it was an edge. Look at all the action from the Australians. Catch it, and Graham Wood in there quickly.
Oh, it was certainly... He's hit it in the air, and he's got...
By Bruce Yardley. Backers charging. We anticipated that last ball rather. Couldn't believe it.
Well, we just had... Backus was under a bit of pressure. Let's have another look at that. Drags him out. He goes for the big one. Pascoe's there. It's the end of his fingers and straight out. Well, what a...
Jeff Thomson to Backus.
It's in the air. There by Backus. Border did his best. Stuck his left hand in the air, and the ball down to third man for 4.
Just seeing that fly slip. Tony, how important it would have been for Greg Chappell to have been in that position. He's a taller player than Allen, but he hasn't. It's gone for 4 runs. And that takes a little pressure off the West Indies.
Bruce Yardley to Clive Lloyd.
That's short, and it's in the air and way down towards Malone. And did he drop it? Was it a catch? Well, it certainly was. Oh, and Lloyd cutting and getting into the ground with the bottom edge. And it beat both Rod Marsh and Alan Border at first a pound. Lloyd, and he's dropped him. One. Thomson, look at him. And that dive bobbed up back into his hands. The bowling change of Rodney Marsh. Nearly producing the goods. And Bruce Yardley fielding at point. It was well hit. I could believe it. 3 times in the last 4 overs, the catches have gone down. Down again. Lloyd looks as if he'd like to get up there. We can now beginning to course. That's pretty straightforward. It's in the air and way down the ground. In fact, sliced away over the top of extra cover and down to the back. Had a catch drop that over. 4 for 217.
Faces Pascoe.
It's a full toss and hit through. 15 runs needed now by the West Indies. And that one hit over the top 2 going down to the square.
Thomson to Lloyd. Picked that up beautifully. Away over mid-on. He's going to finish it in style, Clive Lloyd. 4 for 231 now.
And the West Indies racing towards victory. It looks a lot easier now, but just a matter of 3 or 4 overs ago, Clive Lloyd wouldn't have played it.
And it's away over square. And the scores are tied. 4 for 235 at the moment. Position. In the air, Lillee is up. Lillee bowled Pascoe for 27.
The Australians fighting it right out to the very end. And at last, a catch being taken. And so he rise, looking into the sun, it just ballooned out to him. A good ball from Len Pascoe, his 3rd wicket, and how hard he's worked for that. Backus, he's out for 27. After the hook shot, it was on him very quickly. And Pascoe just going to great year for him.
Smashed away through mid-wicket in the Frank Worrell Trophy. They've been waiting at the gate to beat the crowd. And what an ornament of the game that man has been. Clive Hubert Lloyd, skippering the West Indies, defeated in Melbourne. A draw.